Good morning. Welcome to Propfirm Dreams. If you're new to the channel, I'm funded with 6 different prop firms: Tradeify, TickTick, My Funded Futures, Purdia, Apex, and Savius. But maybe that last one not for much longer. I'm a mean reversion trader using the Bollinger Bands. I take one trade a day and then I set it and forget it. All right. Sorry about the lack of updates. Been busy. My in-laws were just in town and I'm finally getting back to it. But the trading slump continues. So today we're going to start off with some self-help here.
Repeat after me. Okay. If it's not perfect, on the first try, it's a learning opportunity and I get to try again. It's trash, I'm trash, and I am never trying that again. No! Where did you get that? Probably somewhere in my childhood, I don't know. Okay, listen, try again. Okay, if I try my best but don't succeed, it's okay to try again. I'm a fraud who doesn't deserve the very air that I breathe. No.
All right, let's get to the props. TickTick Trader is running a 45% off sale on their straight to direct accounts. Now, I've got 5 of these. I got 5 of the 250Ks, and 45% off seems like a great deal, but I wouldn't necessarily recommend this, especially in lieu of the changes that they just made. They've lowered the drawdowns, extended the targets, and basically, unlike the other straight to funding, you have to reach your buffer, and then, for instance, let's say the 150K, if the max payout cap is 3,000, then you have to make 3,000 on top of that, and then you can withdraw that. All on with the 20% consistency, and then to get your second payout, you have to make another 3,000 or 5,000 on the 250K. So it's kind of like you're in a perpetual eval, and they do pay out. I've been paid out about $20,000 from TickTick Trader so far. But, you know, the devil's in the details. This is a harder offering than, say, something like Tradeify, for example. So I wouldn't recommend it unless you're already maxed out on Tradeify. All right, next, Savius. Savius just came out with a new promotion this Monday for 30% off. I don't think I've seen a Savius promotion before. And so I was going to promote that. I just started trading with them myself. But I've learned some things, man. I've learned some things, fam. And I'm not sure I would recommend Savius either. Savius is... I've seen 2 people get payouts. So first, let me say that. But also, they make it hard to get your money out of there. There's a lot of like sort of dicey things. So for instance, Savius, you have to pay your data fee. Most firms pay your data fee for you. Savius is a little bit more expensive than their competition, i.e. Tradeify. Savius also is an Italian company, and so you have to pay foreign exchange fees when you buy it. That sort of sucks. Savius does not give you do not have the ability to set your own daily loss limit and profit trigger in Savius because you have to use Volumetrica, which I learned and don't love. And the worst thing, in my opinion, about Savius so far is that I'm seeing reports of people getting taken to live after one payout. Now, I've seen 2 people, and the live offering is super weak. If you watched my TickTick Trader video, you saw some people were not so happy about the TickTick Trader live experience. Well, Savius is even worse. They're taking half your funds, putting it into a live account, and then you have way less drawdown. So think you were used to having perhaps like $10,000 of drawdown. Now I'm seeing reports that people are getting like $500 worth of drawdown. It's all hearsay, anecdotal, but it sounds like basically they've got an offering that's a little bit more difficult, a little bit more expensive, and then they yank you as soon as you get paid. So don't feel great about promoting that either. And so honestly, I think Tradeify is on top right now. And Tradeify has a March Madness sale currently, 35% off everything. It was 35% off just on the 50K. But now you can get 35% off everything if you want to give the straight to funding a try, or I would still, for most of you, probably recommend the 50K growth account. But I think that's the best bet for the most amount of people. And that March Madness sale, I believe, ends on the 31st. So snap that up. Use code DREAMS if you like the content and you want to support the channel. Oh, I almost forgot. So I am using a new trade copier, Tradesyncer. It came out in the fall and they were kind of in beta testing. And then I just started using them so I could pick up more props. I was interested in Savius, the Futures Desk, and potentially Top Step in the future as well. But I had a problem because I'm using the Apex Replicanto trade copier, and you can only use one Rhythmic. What some people were using NinjaTrader Mobile to basically use a VPS to get around that issue. But I still wouldn't be able to use DX feed or any of the props like that. So I decided to give Tradesyncer a try, and it started off really good, but I started to have some problems. It's not all Tradesyncer's fault. One of the things is you can't make percentages lower. So, for example, if your leader account is trading 2 ES lots and you want one of your followers to trade 1 ES lot, you can't put in a 0.5 or a 50%. So you can get around this by changing the leader account, but just be aware of that. The other thing is on DX feed, one of the reasons I got Tradesyncer was to be able to use props that use DX feed. As I found out, DX feed doesn't support stop limit orders. I'm like, that's weird. Every sort of platform data provider I've ever used has supported that. Anyway, I found that out the hard way, basically through Tradesyncer, when I entered a trade and it copied on all of my other accounts except for my Savius accounts. Now, that in and of itself, maybe you miss a winning trade, whatever. But what ended up happening was I have an auto break even. And so the trade went up, auto break even triggered, moved my stop to break even. And then all of those accounts stopped out and didn't lose any money. Savius, however, because it does support the market orders, when that stop was triggered, Tradesyncer copied the new order to Savius, and Savius started taking a losing trade in the opposite direction. Now, normally this isn't a huge problem for me because one of the first things I do when I set up my account is set max daily loss limits, but I couldn't do that in Savius. And so I got back a few hours later and Savius had completely tanked because of this issue. I thought it was a Tradesyncer issue. I didn't know if it was a Savius. I didn't know what was going on, but I finally figured it out. It was a DX feed issue where, for whatever reason, DXV doesn't support those types of limit orders. So that was pretty disappointing. One of the ways I'm able to manage so many of these accounts from different firms with different platforms and what have you is because I have pretty strict risk controls set on all of them. So if something goes wrong, then I've kind of limited my downside for the day. Well, you can't do that on Savius. And what's sort of shady is that when you're buying the accounts, they have an option where you could pay $100 for essentially sort of like a fixed max loss limit, but you can't decide what it is. And so just to be clear, you can set your own daily loss limit in Rhythmic. You can set your own daily loss limit in Tradeify. Purdia, you can't set it yourself, but you can email them and tell them what you want it to be. Savius had basically a set limit that wasn't the right wasn't the right limit, and they want to charge you $100 for it. So it seems like you're being nickel and dimed a lot at Savius, and I don't love that approach, I must admit. In other gossip, TickTick Trader is still behind on its customer support. The reports are all over the place. Some people are complaining about sort of like the token system for getting no activation fee. I don't know why they can't just take off the activation fee. Instead, you have to go through their system and then apply it. It's confused some people, but what I don't also understand is why TickTick Trader has an intraday drawdown, which is pretty insidious. I know people like Take Profit Trader for your ability to get daily payouts, but intraday drawdown is super rough. I was trying to explain it to my wife the other day, in that you could have four 5 break-even days in a row, and then blow the account just from going up and then breaking even every day. So it's sort of insidious. I don't love that. Continuing with Top Step, I've heard some rumors that Top Step has denied more payouts. Now it's just anecdotal. I hope it's not true, because I was interested in adding Top Step to my portfolio. So I'm going to be following that. I'm going to be on the lookout for reports like that. I've heard mostly good things from Top Step, so hopefully it's a one-off, or hopefully it's like a scammer or something like that. But I'm cautious, cautiously optimistic, shall we say? All right, let's get to the charts. All right. Well, that didn't work out. I actually wish I would have taken that ES. That ES would have worked out perfectly, but it is what it is. I was really trying to get a video done today, and so as you can see, it's pretty late in the day, and my Ninja Trader has already reset. That's why I don't have the P&L up. But the trade loss. This is not my first slump. Won't be my last. If you're struggling, slumps happen with any trading approach. Just manage your risk and catch the next wave up when it comes. And if you're mean and green today, let's fucking go. All right. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take it easy. Peace.